Welcome back. It's exactly 8:57 a.m. This is News and Views on Salam Media. We're now going to be crossing over to Bucklers. We'll be talking with Director of Tingana Collection, that's Safraaz Suliman, and we're going to talk about the devastating floods in that part of the country. Assalamu alaikum to you, Safraaz. Welcome to the program. Sorry that we're talking to you under these really devastating circumstances. Are you guys safe as we speak?
Wa alaikum salam. Thank you, and assalamu alaikum to yourself and your sisters, fellow listeners. Thank you for having me on your show. First of all, I would like to say my thoughts and prayers are with all the community, staff, and families that have been affected by these floods across the region. Thankfully, our lodges, we are fine at the moment, but going up central Kruger and up towards the north, the floods have been devastating, and there's lots of damage where people have been displaced in surrounding communities. But things seem to be under control at the moment.
Apart from displacement, which that in itself is very traumatic, uh, have there been any fatalities at all?
No, thankfully, St. Parks have been quite proactive in assessing the situation on the ground, and thankfully there have been no fatalities or injuries. And it's the dedication and the hard work to all the St. Parks members on the ground that have done really well in all their efforts.
So let's talk about the actual situation where you are now currently. Undoubtedly, you are getting lots of feedback from the surrounding areas as well. Let's look at issues around safety, around access points, around people that probably were holidaying there. Are they kind of stuck there? What are the efforts being undertaken to help people get to safer ground, safer lodges for that matter? And would you then advise people to prolong their stay there or rather leave as soon as you believe the roads are safe for them to leave, to travel on?
The floods that we are seeing currently are amongst the most severe that this region has seen. If you look at it, the Crocodile River, Sabi, Olifants, and Litaba are flowing at exceptionally high levels and have exceeded the previous flood level markers. That's particularly the February 2000 levels. So there's a serious amount of volume of water coming through from upstream. And I would, at the moment, people have been evacuated from Sand Parks have evacuated quite a few people from the different camps in the park, and they've closed these camps that have experienced excessive rainfall. And I think my recommendation to people is to rather postpone your travel, as conditions are not ideal for traveling, especially now that the rivers are overflowing, bridges are being washed away, and I think it won't be wise. And people come here for the Kruger National Park, and sightseeing will be almost very difficult. And access into the park, St. Parks have closed quite a few gates, and quite a few camps have been closed. So it's not, conditions are not ideal, and my recommendation is for people to rather postpone their travel and, postpone it for a time when things calm down a bit.
We've seen footage of the floods. We've also seen wildlife sadly caught up in the rushing waters. Regarding your lodges, is it safe to say that everyone is safe, secure, and you guys are safe as we speak? Or are water levels continuing to rise?
I was at the Crocodile Bridge Gate this morning just to take a drive and assess the situation. Water levels overnight have increased, and rivers are flowing faster this morning, and levels are rising. And the issue, people ask about the animals, and there's a particular nice video that you could see on social media of the elephants being washed away, and the footage of the elephants being caught in the flood. It shows the raw power of nature. Many people ask what happens to the animals, but animals often move to higher ground before the floods. So they seem to sense the danger before we do. And this is a powerful reminder of the instinct built into nature. This is the power of the Almighty. And we were something that we will never be able to explain. And from our side, thankfully, everybody on the ground is safe. Water levels are rising, but we are monitoring very closely. But thankfully, everybody and I must commend Sand Parks on the hard work that they've put in to this year, working day and night, being proactive, evacuating people in advance, and their hard work you can see has paid off. As you can see, the fatalities have been zero, injuries have been zero, and this is only due to the dedication of the Sand Park staff that have worked tirelessly uh, to um, uh, to uh, to assess the situation on the ground.
Alhamdulillah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala truly does bless wildlife with instincts beyond our kin. They're able to, sense when there's danger of any form in nature. And as you've indicated, they do move either to higher ground or to safety. So, shukr alhamdulillah for that. Um, Looking, and I've just seen a small clip there of it might be a different elephant. I don't know, but he seemed to, or the elephant seemed to have made it across to safety. So shukr alhamdulillah for that. Um, do you believe that these floods now are signaling a longer term shift in our climate patterns? And how is Tingana Collection adapting to a future of more extreme weather?
Yeah, I think definitely it would be unrealistic to ignore the trend. These extreme weather patterns are becoming more frequent, and the tourism industry must adapt to this year. And at Tingana Collection, we are strengthening infrastructure, improving and building long-term resilience into our operations. We also committed to sustainability because protecting the ecosystems is essential for the future of tourism and conservation. So it would be very unrealistic to ignore such a trend.
Anything else you'd like to share with us, our listeners, and our viewers before we let you go?
Despite these damages that we are seeing, you cannot ignore the power and the strength and the beauty of it all at the same time. And this is only the power of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that we can see, and it cannot be ignored. And that is all I've got to say for now. Thank you very much. Shukran.
What I'd like to say, Safraaz, is we truly see Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's power and, His kun playing out all around the world. Here, you guys are in the middle of rain and ravaging floods. And in other parts of the world, we're seeing raging forest fires. So it's a message to us as humankind, is it not? But on that note, then, let me leave you, Safraaz Suliman, Director of Tingana Collection. So pleased to hear that there hasn't been any fatalities. You guys are all safe and doing everything you possibly can to keep yourselves, your families, and the community safe. Allah be with one and all. Assalamu alaikum to you.
Shukran. Thank you for having me on your show. Shukran. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Wa alaikum salam. 6 after 9 o'clock. This is the second hour of news and views on Salam Media, and a pleasure to inform you that this hour is brought to you by Africa Muslims Agency. And of course, also a reminder that in this hour, we take a listen to our Fired Up series with Hafiz Imran Chunara. He is a personal excellence mentor and CEO of Africa Muslims Agency. We will be playing out a clip a little later on in this hour. And I think the Fired Up subject today is the way you do one thing is the way you do everything. So, do kind of stay put for that very motivational talk by Hafiz Imran Chunara. 7 after 9.
Hello, I'm Clive Stafford Smith, calling you from England, where it's really cold and wet, and I'm really looking forward to coming to South Africa next week. I'll be there on various human rights issues, mainly Afia Siddiqui, the most oppressed woman in the world right now. We need your support, we need your help. But I've also got some other human rights projects I'd like to discuss with you all too. So please come along. I'll look forward to meeting all of you, and we'll do some justice together. Thanks. Bye.